All right. So, drawing ovals, or specifically drawing cylinders. Number one, hands down, best suggestion is this. Whenever you are working, whenever you're practicing drawing, specifically still life, no matter how complicated it is, keep reminding yourself every single thing can be broken down into basic forms. Those basic forms can be broken down into basic shapes. So, as long as you can draw a circle, a square, and a triangle, you can literally draw anything in the world, because the circle eventually becomes a cylinder and a sphere. The square becomes a cube, right? And the triangle becomes a cone or a pyramid, right? That's it. 5 forms, 3 shapes. If you can draw those 5 forms, when you're bored, practice these 5 forms. So specifically focusing not on the cone, pyramid, cube, or sphere, but let's focus on the cylinder, because we will use that cylinder all the time. Okay, here's the deal. So a lot of times I have students that struggle because they're doing these kind of Chewbacca lines, back and forth, and I have to find the oval, and I have to find my cylinder, right? And it never quite looks correct. So what I want you to do is, in your mind's eye, kind of ignore the sides, ignore the bottom. We're focusing just on the oval here, just on the pie plate that will eventually, we can put on our slice of pie. Right, look at that, delicious pie. So I want you to think about just kind of a plate, right? So ignore the rest. If you can figure out how to draw the plate, the oval, then you can draw everything else. The best suggestion that I have is to imagine a tornado, right? I've given this to as many students as I possibly can. It's my favorite example, but it's the best way to figure out how to properly draw an oval. So here's what you do. First things first, it's kind of a game. So draw your land, maybe draw like a little house here. And heck, let's go crazy. Let's put a little person as well. They're freaking out because a tornado is about to hit their house. Okay, so I want you to imagine the person that you dislike the most. They're hanging out right there. This is their house. Okay, now we're gonna draw. Let's do 2 tornadoes. It's the first time in human history 2 giant tornadoes are coming right for this guy's house. So we've got our curved kind of lines here for our tornadoes, and you could have a straight up and down tornado if you wanted to, doesn't matter. And I want you to start at the top, and I want you to go around and around and around, just like a curlicue, right? I want you to go around and around, but I want you to try and stay inside those lines. If you go outside, that's fine. I want you to just train your hand. You can choke back on the pencil if you want, more of like a Harry Potter wand, that's fine. If you want to choke all the way up on the pencil and really get a tight grip, that's fine too. But the best advice I have when you're practicing these doodles, right, whenever you're filling in these tornadoes, understand if you are placing the palm of your hand on the paper, you are never going to get a good tornado because you're always going to push too hard. You're pulling from the wrist, okay? Kind of pick your hand up just a little bit here. Let's swing around here, okay? Pick your hand up just a little bit. Kind of balance on your pinky. Okay, just a little. Again, maybe like the knuckle of your pinky, that's fine. But don't put your entire weight on that paper, right? Just kind of pick your hand up, and that way you can draw from your wrist, you can draw from your elbow, and from your shoulder, okay? So all 3 going at the same time, all right? So something, see I'm using all 3, very fluid, very loose, and I'm gonna, for my case, I'm gonna choke back a little bit here, and I'm just gonna start, and down we go, right? Round and round. You can go in either direction. Try to stay inside the lines. That's fine. Round and round and round. Okay, 3 tornadoes. This guy's house, done for. Boom. Okay, cool. That was fun. All right, so what do we do? Well, now that we've got this idea, right? Now that you've practiced these tornadoes, you've got a nice, fluid, curly line. You could bend this line and just literally fill an entire page of these curlicues, but you're trying to keep them kind of together. Does that make sense? Right? Can go in either direction, round and round and round. You can make giant worms, okay? Practice, look how my hand isn't touching the paper at all. I'm kind of balancing on the tip of that pencil, okay? You're making a big old mess, and that's okay. Try to narrow, right? Try to narrow that circle. Here it comes. Now we're getting these kind of flat, narrow circles. Still doing the same game. And then let's try to expand it. Let's widen it again. Round and round we go. Okay? Horrible mess. That's what you want. All right, now, once you get comfortable making all these curlicues, right, I want you to take them and stack them. So you take that tornado, right, take this tornado shape, and we're mushing it down so it's perfectly flat, okay? And if you're looking down the top of the tornado, if you're looking at these worms that you've drawn, right, what you're going to end up with is something that kind of looks like this, right? Round and round. I'm not moving my hand. It's all in the same place. But it's the same motion as that worm. It's the same motion as the tornado. I'm not balancing on my wrist. I'm picking my hand up. Round and round and round and round and round we go. Okay? All right. Once you've got that, you are just nearly there. Because there's only one thing missing for making a perfect oval. This is a perfect oval, but that is a really thick line, right? That's really bold. What we want to do now is work on the pressure of our pencil, right? And even if you're using something like a permanent marker, the pressure that you apply, you can still get a lighter line or a thicker line, right? So I can get thick or thick to thin, right? It's never going to be invisible, right? It's a permanent marker, right? But imagine taking that level of pressure to something like a pencil, right? So let's make some lines. I'm going to push, again, I'm balancing on my pinky. I'm going to push hard. I'm going to push soft, right? And then just practice this. Make some lines. Hard, soft, hard, soft, hard, soft, hard, soft. And get used to that little twitch motion in your fingertips, in your wrist. How much pressure do I need to get a hard line? How much pressure do I need to get a soft line? Okay? So, once you have filled up a piece of paper with a curlicue worm and a whole bunch of weird lines, you've made a horrible, crazy mess. We're putting this all together, and we're going to make ourselves a perfect oval. Okay? Here we go. So, nice and soft, right? I'm going to choke back on my pencil. Okay? Nice and soft, pivoting on my pinky. Here we go. Soft, soft, soft. Round we go. As I start finding that oval, maybe I choke up a little bit. Maybe I just push a little bit harder, right? I can push with my index finger. Maybe I go backwards a little. Find that oval. That's pretty good. Let's make another one. Soft. That one came out pretty quick. Let's do another. Soft. Let's make a more narrow oval so it's really laying back in space. Okay, and let's make a really wide oval, almost a circle. Okay, see how that works? So I'm not doing these Chewbacca lines, right? I'm not going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Instead, it's round and round, like a hula hoop, like a tornado. I'm pushing soft and then hard. Okay? Once you have that, imagine, let's get rid of these for a second. Imagine being able to copy, paste the exact same oval. Okay? If it helps, take the center line and draw it kind of straight up and down, and let's move that along, right? So 1, 2. You have to find it a little bit. See, I went a little too far that side. That's okay. Okay, looks pretty good. Draw a nice, clean, straight line for the outside. Straight line for the outside. And you have got an awesome looking cylinder, right? Now we can rotate and turn that cylinder by widening or shortening the width of our oval, right? What if there's an oval, what if there's a cylinder kind of coming at us, right? So here it is, and then it goes away in perspective, right? So we just follow that circle down the line. Maybe it overlaps a little bit here. Okay. Here's my 1 point perspective, right? It's going away from me. Erase what I don't need. And grab that line right there. Cylinder coming at me. Okay? You can rotate and turn this in any which direction because all a cylinder is 2 perfectly straight lines. So it doesn't matter where your ovals are, 2 straight lines, done, right? You want to make a cone, right? 1 oval, 2 lines together, right? They're the same thing, okay? 2 parallel lines, 2 converging lines there. Draw a circle, draw another circle. Erase what you don't need, and hammer it out. Done. Cool? All right, hopefully that helps. Please make a mess on your paper. There is nothing wrong with wasting 1 sheet of paper so that you can make perfect cylinders from there on. And again, you can practice all of the 5 forms, and the more that you do that, the more confident you become in creating more detailed still life. Hopefully that helped. All the best. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.